guys, welcome to a new video. Today I am showing you my year in movies. Of course, a year has gone by and we're closing into 2022, and I wanted to look for myself at what I did this year. Of course, we still have 3 days to go this year, and I know I'm gonna watch a lot of movies in those 3 days because I want to show you them in my list for 2021, but there's still some things that I just wanted to see for now, and what better way to see what my stats for this year are than on Letterboxd. And welcome here on my Letterboxd page. This is me. Of course, my full name is Sventastic. So yeah, I have linked my Twitter and I have linked my YouTube channel. I am a patron on this app because this app is so great. I decided to pay for it. They deserve it. So Letterboxd, if you're watching, I got you, bro. But this page, it's like a social platform for movie lovers where you watch a movie and then you can log the movie, or you can put a review to the movie. Like, I just watched Wish Dragon, and I have put a review on it, and you can say about Netflix what you want about unoriginality. They knew exactly that they were making their own version of Aladdin, up until the point the name character is even called Din, Aladdin. Took a few turns in the story of Aladdin, but I really liked it nonetheless. It was a great movie, I really loved it. The animation is alright, we have seen that before, but it's just so fun to see, and Letterboxd, it has it all, man, it has it all. I obviously have a mouse that I can go back to the previous page, and I love this mouse. You can only not buy it anymore. It's a Dace's gaming mouse. Yesterday I did a lot of things. I watched films, diary. I need my diary. Yeah, you can keep up a diary from when you watched the movie, and you can see that my December has been pretty fucking busy. I needed to watch a lot of movies, so yeah, I watched a lot of movies this month. It was really, I needed to do that because I had so many movies that I still need to watch. Of course, we were in lockdown, so I watched a couple of movies with a good friend of mine. So yeah, we did that thing, and then I watched Prisoners of the Ghostland, Electrical Life of Lil Wayne, Coda, The Guard Counter, and Quo Vadis I Die yesterday, and it was great. Those are really good movies up until we ended with Prisoners of the Ghostland, which is one of the worst movies I have ever seen in my entire fucking life. Oh my god, that movie was awful. It's gonna make my flop 10 list this year. But that's not what I wanted to show you, because you can go to your stats, and the stats is something really interesting that I look at sometimes, and here you can see what you did this year, previous years, or, well, everywhere, all the time. And I wanted to show the 2021 list, but I will go to this first a little bit, because obviously we have release by year, and there you can see how many movies I watched of a certain year. And you can see that I actually watched a movie from the year 1902, and then I watched the movie in the year 1920, I watched the movie in 1928 and 1929, not in those years, but from those years. Can I actually see which movie I did? And I have seen A Trip to the Moon. Yeah, it's a really great movie. You should watch that. It's really fantastic. It's one of the most early movies ever made. So yeah, A Trip to the Moon is a movie you should see. Of course, it goes up by year. I have actually never seen quite of old movies. I still need to see a lot of them, but you can see it go up here, and it's in 2000 and it goes up. And of course, this is the year where I started reviewing in 2018, and well, I've watched 141 films in that year. 2019 is the first year I fully became a YouTuber for movies. I watched 243 films of the year 2019. Then 2020 came, and I watched 235 movies of that year, and then 2021 came, and I at this moment watched 188 films, and it's going to be over 200. So I just wanted to say that it's great. Ratings, what is that? Oh, my ratings, holy shit. Oh, that's nice. It's the average rating I gave for movies from those years. 2021 is 3.27. That's actually quite nice. I have watched 1,833 films. I have seen more, but I haven't logged them all because I don't know if I watched some movies. I mean, I watched The Revenant, like part of it, so I didn't log it. So it was because it was only a part of it. And I've obviously forgot some movies that I have watched before. 3,067 hours of movies. I have watched actually 1,300 directors, which is crazy. And I've watched movies from 60 countries, and there you can see all the years and of course the list progress and in the Letterboxd list. So that's what I did too. Collections, most watched movies. I have watched Endgame the most, as a couple of 7 times. I have watched since this movie came out. I have watched it 7 times. Followed up by Spider-Man, followed up by Spider-Man, followed up by Joker, Lion King, and too bad, but Black Widow. I had to watch that 3 times in the theater. It wasn't great. I have actually watched Justice League 3 times already, so that's like 12 hours of movies. So wow, I did some things. Rated higher than the average. Oh yeah, Yummy. I loved the Belgian movie Yummy. I loved Mulan. I loved Kidnap. I thought Dangerous Lives was cool. Same for Superman Returns. Casper Hunted Christmas. I thought that was cool. We Can Be Heroes did a lot for me. A Dog's Purpose was something I really loved. And Scream 4 is something I really fucking loved. Lower than average. I hated Shirley, I hated The Devil's Stallion, I hated The Collector, A Bug's Life didn't do it for me either. Isle of Dogs, I have to rewatch that. Pig is something I will talk about in a few weeks in my 2021 ranked, because that movie just didn't do it for me. I thought it was boring as hell. Once Upon a Time in the West didn't do it for me. Shrek Retold, I hoped that would be good, but it did not do it for me. Same for the other movies on this list. Stars... Samuel L. Jackson is my most viewed star, so that's great. Willem Dafoe is up there. Hugh Jackman is up there. Fred Tatasciore is mostly because of his voice work. D. Bradley Baker too. So yeah, director Steven Spielberg. That's actually quite interesting. I have seen most films of him. Alright, I didn't know that. And then you can see which country. Obviously the USA is highest up there. I am from Belgium and I have watched 110 Belgian movies. That could have been more. I still need to watch a lot of movies. But now, let's get to the point where we all needed to go. And here we are in the year 2021 and I have watched 524 movies up until this point. It will go up to, I think, 530 because of obviously I can't watch all the 16 movies I have to watch in this year because I have to work and stuff like that. So I will do some movies in the beginning of 2022 and then add them to the 2021 list. 521 reviews written, 38 lists made, which is actually quite a lot, but I did a lot of, how are they called, marathons this year. 473 likes, which is a gigantic amount of likes. I have placed 390 comments and I have watched 940 hours of movie. That's great, that's interesting. My highest rated movies are obviously Spider-Man No Way Home. I watched that twice. Last Night in Soho, I watched that twice. Justice League, I watched that 3 times. Mitchells vs. Machines, I watched only once. But it was great. Then, Spencer, I watched that once. Coda is a movie I watched yesterday, and it is obviously perfect. Louis Wayne is a movie I watched yesterday too. And Dune, I gave a 4.5, because I felt like there was something missing in the end for that movie. Alright! Then, films by week. Obviously, I was in lockdown for the first half of the year, so I watched a lot of movies until then. And what is this? 1 week, one film in week 36, September 3 to September 9th. Oh yeah, that was the beginning of the end of the lockdown, and I had to work a lot, so I could only watch 1 movie that week. And you can see the point where it's all started to go down, because here I started working, and it got up. And then it got up a lot in December because I needed to finish a lot of movies for the end of the year. And my list actually began at 40 and now I only have 16 movies left to watch, so I did great this year, I must say. I have watched 524 movies. It's an average per month of 43 movies per month, which is great, which is crazy, and 10.1 movies average per week. My most the day I watch movies the most is on Saturday. I watched 117 films on a Saturday. I watched 104 films on Sunday, 60 films on a Friday, 56 films on a Thursday, 74 films on a Wednesday, 42 films on a Tuesday. So that's my least go-to day for movies, because and that's actually quite logical because I go to acting classes on Tuesday, so it's logical that that one is in last place. And I watched 71 movies on a Monday. Milestones. This is something great too. Well, the first film I watched this year was A Dog's Journey. I watched that with my mom. I remember that because I watched A Dog's Purpose on Christmas, and this one was then for the new year. So yeah, this is a great movie. I like it, I love it, and I want to do that movies and my friend watch. But I want to gather a group for that because I really want to hear different opinions about it because it's a very convoluted movie, of course. Then the most watched movies, I watched Black Widow 3 times, Justice League 3 times, Spider-Man No Way Home 2 times. It's gonna stay at 2 times, but I wanted it to be 3 or 4 times. Ghostbusters I've seen twice because I recorded my friend watch for it, but I didn't get to upload it because the file got corrupted. And that's really fucking sad because that video was hilarious. So I made a video for that, but I couldn't put it online, and then I had to rewatch it because of Ghostbusters Afterlife. The same with Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I made a video for that. But I wanted to record a lot of movies, and that was right when I'd made the change to going into English, and we had a lot of problems behind the scenes of my friend watches with the group and the location. It wasn't all that going well, and so we had to do something different. So I actually decided not to put up this video, although it would have been a fun video. But I don't think it would have been the best video of the series, so I decided to skip this, and we will try that again in a few months when we are ready to do a big franchise in the series again. So yeah, there will come a new reboot of my friend watches Harry Potter series. The last film is up to this point Wish Dragon, but today I'm gonna watch 2 more movies. I think I need to edit this video and then I go further. Featured lists, I know I don't do that. I have watched mostly action movies and adventure thrillers, comedy, drama, sci-fi, horror, fantasy, family, and animation. And I think it's quite interesting that animation is in the lowest place with even 71 films still. Because I really love animation, and I try to watch as most of animation movies that I possibly can because I love it. USA obviously is in the top spot for the countries, followed by the UK, which is quite logical too. Canada, they make a lot of movies in there. Germany is quite interesting. Belgium is alright. Belgium, I do think Annette is gonna be in that list. Yeah, it is because Annette was filmed in Belgium. Same for the Klaus family and Bittersweet 16. Those are Belgian movies. Same for Dealer, Achteraf Dailly, Save Sandra. All those movies. Yeah, it's nothing strange here. So alright, that's quite interesting. We have the France, Australia, the Netherlands, Japan, and China. Those are my top 10 countries, and mostly English spoken. Spanish spoken is interesting. French, Dutch, Russian, German, Italian, Japanese, Chinese, and Arabic. Yeah, I can see why. Spanish is the most interesting in this one. So I think Coda, I can see that. Vivo, I can see that. Willy's Wonderland, it's based in Spain. There are talk Spanish in that. So you see how Letterboxd works. If it is featured in the movie, it's gonna be in that list. So actually, not that weird of a thing in here too. Eternals is in this. Venom is in this. No Time to Die is twice in this because I watched it twice. Yeah, alright. A breakdown of my 2020 releases and older movies. Well, alright. 62.2% of my movies were not of 2021. and 37.8% were of 2021. So that's actually quite interesting. Watches and rewatches. Well, I don't rewatch a lot of movies because I have a YouTube channel and I have to watch a lot of movies for the first time in a year. So yeah, I have 89.1% watches and 10% rewatches, which is still 57 movies, and that's quite interesting. Reviews, I have reviewed a lot of movies. I didn't review some movies. Can we see which ones? No, we can't. Rating spread, I have given 16 half stars this year. I have seen a lot of bad movies. I have seen 10 1-star movies, 16 1.5-star movies, 2-star movies 27, 2.5-star movies 41, 89 for the 3 stars, 3.5 stars 116, and I have seen a lot of 5 stars too, 41 films, 66 films for 4.5, and for 102 films. I have watched 55 movies of my watch list and added another 145 movies to that. So that's interesting. Stars. I have watched 15 Sylvester Stallone movies. I have seen the Rocky movies this year. I have seen the Rambo movies, and I've seen some other things of him. So that's not that interesting. The Suicide Squad, of obviously, is in that. Rambo, the Creed movies, the Rocky movies. Yeah. Not that strange of a thing in here, and I have seen Daylight on the 7th of March, so yeah. Walter de Donder, Agnès de Nul, Amy Anthony, and Chris Cohenbergs. Well, when I decided to make my YouTube channel English, I asked my fans what kind of marathon do you want me to do, and we'll enter that, and that's gonna be the last video I ever do in Dutch. Well, they wanted me to watch a kitsch so-called Gnome Plop, and I did. And that's what this is. It's just a bunch of kids' movies. Benedict Cumberbatch is in 12. Oh no, it's 12 movies. Let's see what I have seen. Electric Alive, Spider-Man, a special. Well, it's some interesting thing. A Hobbit and Unexpected Journey is in that too. Oh yeah, and the flashbacks. So nothing quite interesting here. Desmond Llewellyn. Oh yeah, he's from the James Bond movies. Willem Dafoe is interesting. J.K. Simmons. Do I want to see more? Michael Pepperjohn. I don't know that guy. Who is it? Spider-Man. Well, I don't know. All right. I've watched 10 movies of his, so that's great. Robin Atkin Downey. I don't know him too. And Downs. I don't know. No, still doesn't ring a bell. Bill Murray, Ryan Reynolds, William Shatner. I have watched Star Trek movies. Wasn't a fan of those. Leonard Nimoy, Judi Dench, Sigourney Weaver, D. Bradley Baker, and Tobin Bell. Tobin Bell because I watched the Saw franchise. Well, nothing all that interesting here, alone for the Sylvester Stallone being up there, because I did not see any Sylvester Stallone movies up until the point I started watching Rocky and Rambo's. So that's interesting. Then the directors, Zack Snyder, of course, in first place, because I did a DC marathon. James Wan, Ridley Scott, Sylvester Stallone, John Glenn. I don't know which movies I saw from him. Oh, it was a few of the James Bond movies, okay. Paul W.S. Anderson. Really can't stand that guy. It's an awful director. He makes awful movies. His Resident Evil ones, and the Monster Hunter was awful too. But yeah, alright. Fuck off. It's not good. Edgar Wright, Steven Spielberg, and Baz Luhrmann. He made some good movies. I have seen 4 of them. So yeah, I have watched all of those in the same day. We did a Baz Luhrmann marathon. I don't know why, but it was up there, and I really loved Moulin Rouge that day. Australia was good, but it was way too long, and there was 2 movies and rolled into one, and I couldn't stand it. So crew and studios. Stan Lee is my favorite producer. I have watched all the Spider-Man movies from him, the Venoms, and a couple of, just Marvel movies. I watched the bad Marvel movies, I watched Blade movies, The Punisher, and then some things I just watched because it was fun from the MCU, and Spider-Man movies, of course. There's a lot of names in this, so I'm not gonna go over them. But yeah, this is interesting. I've watched those movies from those guys. Your most liked review is from Flora and Ulysses. That's great. I want to go back. And I wrote, wow, never knew Sonic would be such a fun dad. I'd got 10 likes. So yeah, and I thought it was a pretty fun review, and 10 people liked it. So, and the reason I wrote this is because the guy that spoke, that did the voice of Sonic, well, he played the dad of Flora in that movie. I liked Flora and Ulysses for what it was. It's not that recognizable of a movie, and it's not that special of a movie, but it was still up there. 2021 ranked as my most liked list. It has 1 like, so that's pretty sad. I'm not that famous on Letterboxd. So yeah, this is my official list for the year 2021, and they're gonna be making a 2022 list too. Blah blah blah. It's common. Highs and lows. Highest average movie I watched was a 4.4 for Grave of the Fireflies. You're gonna cry with that movie. It's wow, you're gonna cry with that movie. Lowest average is Cosmic Sin. I really fucking hated that movie. Everything was wrong with it. Oh my god, I can't even remember I watched it. I was like, Cosmic Sin, did I watch it? Oh yeah, I watched it. It was on my list that I still needed to watch, and I did, and that was sad. The most popular movie I watched was Fight Club, because everyone loves Fight Club, but no one talks about Fight Club. It's a rule that they do, and most popular, do they mean like... the amount of reviews, yeah, 1.2 million people have voted on the Fight Club. So, well, obviously that's my most popular movie. Then we have the most obscure is Plop again. And then here are all the movies I watched in 2021. And there are still some movies coming. So yeah, my world map, obviously... yeah, USA is up there, then Canada, Mexico. I haven't seen movies from Argentina, Bolivia. I have almost seen no African movies, which is quite interesting, and Asia isn't quite up there too. Then Indonesia, I haven't seen movies of there. The only movies I've seen, one movie from Ghana. Which one? Oh, Dai, of course. Wow, and it's a short. I watched before a Belgian series called The Slimste Mens, the smartest human in the world. If it wasn't for that short, I would literally have watched no movie of Africa this year. That's quite interesting, because I do think they make movies. There has to be some beautiful movies coming from Africa. That's my thing for 2022. I will watch at least one African movie. That's something I have to do. Belgian 28 movies, that's not that interesting here. Luxembourg, can we go into Luxembourg? Or is it... Yeah, I have watched 2 Luxembourgian movies. Bad Luck Yeah, I've seen Bad Luck Banging or Looney Porn. I did. And to end this series, and to end this video, highly rated films you're yet to see. The Broadway musical, I haven't heard of that, didn't heard of it. I don't know these 4. I want to see Euphoria. I want to see Come On, Come On, but it's a 2022 movie for the place I live, because it comes out sometime in January, February. So it will be added to my lists, but to the 2022 list. So that movie is going to be up there in the ranking of 2022. The same goes for Licorice Pizza. It will come out on the 14th of January, so I will put that in my 2022 list. And of course, yeah, I know it's a 2021 movie, but I can only see it in 2022, so for me, it will be a 2022 movie. That's what you got when you live in Belgium. So, yeah, highest rated with your friends, that's interesting, and those are the stats for this year. So that was quite interesting to see. So that was my year in review for 2021 on Letterboxd. Do you have a Letterboxd account? Please show me your stats, because I am pretty excited to see what you did last year. How many diary entries that you have? How many movies have you watched? How many hours have you watched? How many lists did you make? How many reviews have you written? Let me know in the comments down below, because I'm really excited to see what you think of this. And then obviously that was it for this video. In 2022 I will come back on Letterboxd for the next batch of movies and for my next ranking. So yeah, that was it. Thank you for watching, thank you for being here, thank you for sticking with my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching, and goodbye, and have a New Year's Day.